Imagine if I told you that every ocean wave, every fathomless depth, and even the very water coursing through your veins originated from the grief of a woman. Not a warrior goddess, nor a thunder god, but from the sorrow of a mother's heart. Before the seas ever existed, there was nothing but sky, dust, and stillness. Within that quiet lived Yemaya, the Orisha of life and motherhood, guarding a world yet to inhale its first breath. Her tale is more than water. It is about devotion. It is about becoming the source from which all creation flows. It is among the oldest, most potent stories of African spirituality. This is the birth of the oceans. So settle in, because this is Africa's history. And before we submerge, I know many are joining from across the globe, bound by a love for Africa. Comment below and share your location. I'll be responding in the comments. If you enjoy this journey, a like and subscription would mean everything. Now back to the story. In the age before ages, when the world was nothing but barren emptiness, the Orishas, divine spirits of the Yoruba tradition, observed a silent earth. No rivers, no oceans, no humans existed. Only wind, fire, and stone. Among them was Yemaya, the Orisha of care, intuition, and motherhood. Yet she was unlike the others. While her fellow Orishas wielded power and command, Yemaya yearned for another calling. She desired to bring forth life. Each dawn she traversed the cracked ground barefoot, listening, waiting, her heart filled with longing. Centuries passed in silence until one day, Yemaya felt a mysterious stirring within her womb, a sign, a blessing, a whisper from the source. But creation would not be granted without challenge. Yemaya joined with a divine partner, Orum, a celestial spirit of the skies. From their union arose the first glimmer of potential. Twin seeds of possibility were sown deep within her. Yet not all the Orishas embraced Yemaya's sacred wish to create life. Some feared the consequences: disorder, imbalance, defiance. As the tension among the gods escalated, a great war erupted between the Orishas of order and the Orishas of chaos. Amidst the turmoil, Yemaya's children were torn from her, ripped from her womb before birth, swallowed into the spiritual void. Then it happened. Overcome with unbearable grief, Yemaya sank to her knees on the barren ground and wept. She cried with such intensity that the sky above darkened. Her screams rang with such force that the heavens quaked, and as her tears fell, they poured endlessly until the land was entirely submerged. What had once been dry and silent transformed into a realm of rivers, lakes, and oceans. Her sorrow had given birth to the sea. As her body fragmented, Yemaya's divine essence infused the waters. Her amniotic fluid became the salt of the oceans. Her breath shaped the tides. Her heartbeat set the rhythm of the waves. From that moment, she fused with the ocean itself, no longer merely a goddess. You've heard of Poseidon, Neptune, even the legendary Leviathan. But in African mythology, beneath the tranquil waves exists a god few dare speak aloud. Olokun, the ancient sovereign of the deep whom even Yemaya could not command. Indeed, Yemaya birthed the oceans through her sorrow. Yet what most people do not know about the war of water is that something already existed in the ocean's depths. She unknowingly awakened it. Something ancient, something shadowed, something furious. This is the chapter often left untold. The war of water, the battle of tides, the moment Yaya confronted the god of the abyss. After Yemaya's tears inundated the land and gave birth to the seas, life began to flourish. The earth turned green, creatures swam through rivers and oceans, birds soared through the sky. Humans appeared, their bodies pulsing with water, blessings from Yemaya's sacred womb. For a time, harmony reigned. Yemaya governed the upper waters with care. She sang to the rivers. She whispered secrets to the tides. She taught humans to heal with water and interpret their dreams. But in the ocean's deepest trenches, where sunlight never reached and the crushing pressure silenced all sound, Olokun stirred. Olokun, the Orisha of the abyss, keeper of hidden knowledge, guardian of madness. He had slept since the world was dust. Now he awoke. When Yemaya wept and birthed the oceans, She had not understood the power she was disturbing. The sacred waters contained a depth beyond her control. And Olokun, whose dominion had been still and silent for eons, now found his realm invaded by light, life, and motion. He was enraged. "She has turned my silence into song," Olokun roared beneath the waves. "She has brought mortals to drink from my depths. She must be reminded, the ocean is not only birth, it is destruction." From the deep Olokun rose. His form was formless, shifting, sometimes monstrous, sometimes shadowed. Olokun appeared as a sea serpent at times, a colossal figure cloaked in coral at others, or simply a shifting shadow without form. He unleashed tidal waves, whirlpools, and madness across the oceans. The once tranquil waters turned violent. Ships disappeared. Whirlpools swallowed islands whole. Fish perished. Storms screamed across the night sky. The humans pleaded to Yemaya for protection. And she, the mother of water, answered. This was no ordinary battle of strength or flame. It was a war of elements, of chaos versus order, of nurturing against destruction. Yemaya rose from the ocean's surface. Her golden gown cascaded like waterfalls, her eyes radiant with lunar light. She called forth waves as high as mountains, her voice resonating through every current. This belongs to all. We must share it, balance it, or sink together. But Olokun sought not balance. He craved silence, depth, and stillness. His realm had been disturbed, and he would drag all creation into the abyss if necessary. Their powers clashed in a tempest that split the ocean in two. Lightning tore the sky. Whirlpools devoured everything in their path. Dolphins cried out. Whales sang mournful hymns. The surface boiled, the depths howled. Then Yemaya did the unexpected. She did not strike harder. She wept once more, but not from grief, from comprehension. Her tears fell not in chaos but in surrender. She allowed the storm to rage. She opened herself fully, and in doing so, her light flowed deep into the abyss. Her divine essence intertwined with Olokun's fury, soothing it, not annihilating but embracing it. From that moment forward, the ocean was forever transformed. The surface remained Yemaya's domain, the rolling waves, the tides, and the life-giving waters. The deep stayed Olokun's territory, mysterious, silent, immense, and unknowable. They did not destroy one another. Instead, they became two halves of the same sea, creation and chaos, life and death, love and madness. Every ocean still carries the imprint of both their spirits. When the water brings you peace, that is Yemaya. When the darkness beneath terrifies you, that is Olokun. Together, they teach us that even in creation, shadows exist. Even in chaos, meaning persists. But if Yemaya birthed the oceans and quelled the abyss, how did humans come to walk the earth? Where did we originate? And which part of her do we carry? Have you ever wondered why we are drawn to water? Why we feel serenity by the shore, yet awe and fear before its depths? The truth lies, not only in the oceans but in the very blood within your veins. Yemaya did more than create life. She created us. Born from the salt water of her tears, our bodies, like the seas, contain her divine essence. Yet how did the gods' oceans become humanity's inheritance? This is the hidden tale of how Yemaya brought forth humankind, not from dust but from the sea itself. After the fierce battle with Olokun, the waters calmed and the world began to breathe once more. The sky softened, storms waned, and life continued. Yet beneath the surface, something stirred, an unspoken yearning, a deep, hidden longing within the waters. Within Yemaya's heart something stirred. She had shaped the seas and nurtured all the life that swam within them. Yet her most extraordinary gift was still to come. Yemaya comprehended the balance of life and death, the eternal flow of creation, but she sensed the oceans needed something more, something that could hear and understand their deepest currents. She closed her eyes, murmuring to the waves, and deep below a transformation began. First, she took a fragment of her essence, her soul, and blended it with the salt of the sea. Whispering to the waters, she declared, "From me you shall rise, and from you they shall be born." Her hands touched the ocean, and from her divine womb the first human form emerged, not from dust, but from Yemaya's salt and moisture. A woman first, her skin shimmering with moonlight, hair untamed and flowing like the tides. Yemaya breathed life into her, and she opened her eyes to the world. This first woman was only the beginning. Yemaya's creation was not merely flesh. She infused the first humans with her essence, binding them to the oceans eternally. They could hear the sea's whispers, understand its rhythms, and feel its moods. The first humans were born of water, carrying both Yemaya's wisdom and Olokun's mystery. Their blood flowed with salt water, their hearts pulsed with tides, learning that the sea could nurture or destroy, reflecting their own dual nature. This first woman, named Eel, the mother of mothers, embodied womanhood and fertility. Yemaya placed her upon the shoreline, a mirror of her own divine beauty and grace. Filled with awe, she gazed across the ocean, listening to the echo of Yemaya's voice. "You will lead your people with love, just as I guide you with water. You will bring life but also endure loss. The same seed that nourishes will also claim." And so Eel gave birth to the first children of the earth, humans who walked upon the land while carrying the oceans within them. Even today, every human harbors a fragment of Yemaya's waters. When the sun warms your skin, it is her light touching you. When you weep, the salt in your tears recalls the first tears of the goddess. Water is the lifeblood of humankind, the source of our existence. It sustains, purifies, and heals. Yemaya granted us life through water, and just as the ocean never forgets, we too preserve the memory of her touch in our very cells. When the first humans learned speech, they approached Yemaya at the seashore. They asked the question that had long weighed on their hearts. "Great Yemaya, where do we come from? What is our purpose with this gift of life?" Yemaya gazed toward the horizon, her golden skin shimmering beneath the moonlight. "You come from the sea. You are of water, of salt, of life and loss. Yet you must remember, the ocean moves. It never rests. But the story does not end here. Humanity emerged from Yemaya's waters, yet her deeper bond with the spirits remained. What occurs when the delicate balance of life and death, joy and sorrow, creation and destruction is once again disturbed? Yemaya, the goddess who brought forth the seas, having shaped the oceans, given life to humanity, and guarded the seas, Yemaya now confronts the ultimate test of her divine power. But what occurs when a mother's love is stretched to its breaking point? When her most precious creation, her children, face forces capable of destroying them. In this final chapter, the tale reaches its dramatic climax, where Yemaya must make the ultimate sacrifice to protect humanity and preserve the balance between life and death. The world had flourished. Humanity, born from Yemaya's sacred waters, spread across the lands. Rivers shimmered with her blessings, and oceans teemed with vibrant life. Yet not all was serene. A creeping darkness began to spread across the earth. Aun, the god of death, the Orisha of iron and war, had grown restless. The world had become too full, too chaotic. Seeing the humans alive and thriving, he became unsettled by their vitality. Life cannot flow unchecked. From the shadowed peaks, Aun growled, "It must be tempered by the cold hand of death." His presence poisoned the air. The sky darkened. Crops withered. Rivers dried. Storms returned. Not in Yemaya's gentle care, but in the fury of chaos. Yemaya, who once birthed the oceans from sorrow, now bore the weight of the world. Her children, humanity, were in peril, and the oceans she had created teetered on the edge of destruction. In her boundless love, Yemaya understood what was required. To save her children, she would need to sacrifice a part of herself. The delicate balance she had woven between life and death now demanded the ultimate price. "I will grant them life," Yemaya murmured to the winds, her voice gentle as a lullaby. "But I will also give them the courage to face death, to live and pass in balance, for that is the law of existence." With resolve, Yemaya descended into the ocean's depths, where Olokun's abyss stretched infinitely. Standing at the edge of the dark void, she performed a ritual as ancient as time itself. Her radiant golden form gleamed against the shadowed waters, her tears falling to create whirlpools that spread across the earth. The oceans roared, skies darkened, and the land trembled. Yemaya's ultimate act of creation was not to birth anew, but to give herself. Raising her arms to the heavens, her aura blazed brighter than ever. Her voice reverberated through the waters, mingling grief with unshakable strength. "To protect them, I must become them. To give life, I must return to the origin." With a final surge of divine power, Yemaya immersed herself into the ocean's deepest recesses, merging with the sea she had created. Her divine essence infused the waters, granting them the power to heal the earth and withstand Aun's dark chaos. Her sacrifice restored the balance between life and death, allowing humanity to flourish, to grow, and to face destiny with grace. From that day forth, the seas flowed with constant change, echoing the rhythm of Yemaya's heart, pulsing with life and death in perfect harmony. Her spirit remained within the currents, shielding her children, guiding them through joy and sorrow alike. Yemaya became the eternal guardian of life. Her love was no longer merely a gift, it became a force that shaped the world, reminding humanity of their profound bond to the earth, the oceans, and to one another even today. When we stand by the shore, we sense her presence. The crash of the waves is her voice. The pull of the tide is her touch. And in the hidden depths of the ocean, if you listen carefully, you can hear Yemaya's final whisper. I gave you life, and I will remain with you in every drop of water, in every tear that falls. The story of Yemaya's tears and sacrifice is more than myth. It is the foundation of life, the source of balance between creation and destruction. Yemaya teaches that life is a constant flow, a cycle of birth and death, joy and sorrow, creation and destruction. Her bond with water, with the oceans, embodies the very essence of existence. In African culture, Yemaya is revered as the mother of all waters, protector of the oceans and nurturer of humanity. Her tale reminds us that even in our darkest moments, balance exists, and through sacrifice, peace can be achieved. This myth emphasizes the significance of motherhood, devotion, and the nurturing power of women, values deeply embedded in African spirituality. Yemaya is celebrated not only for her might, but for her capacity to give and safeguard life, serving as a symbol for all to follow. This enduring tale of her sacrifice illustrates the harmony of life, the strength of love, and the eternal connection between humanity and the waters. Which African myth shall we explore next? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you've enjoyed this journey through Yemaya's story, remember to like, subscribe, and share. The ocean of African mythology is vast, and I will return with more stories from its depths.